This is the first dog we're going to show you today, and this dog is two dogs. You're looking at Figaro, who is the taller, and Polly, who is the shorter. They are male and female 5-year-old standard poodles. Friendly, smart, outgoing, great with kids, good with other dogs, housebroken, walk well on leashes. They need to go home together. They are brother and sister. They are bonded and have been for 5 years. And so they need a home with someone who will take them home and keep them together. And they're good sized. So you got to have room for two good sized dogs. And you've got to realize that these dogs need to go to a groomer, and they're going to need grooming. But on the other hand, they are sweet, and they are smart, and they are responsive. And all the work has been done. They're housebroken. They know their commands. They're absolutely the most loving pair you'd ever want to get your hands on, and they don't shed. So if you've got room in your house and in your heart for two beautiful, big, loving dogs, Figaro and Polly are waiting, and all they want is the right person to just take them home and love them. The dog you're looking at now is Babs. Babs is a 5-year-old beagle. They tell me she can be shy with strangers, and there was a group of kids who did intimidate her. Sweet once she gets to know you. She is housebroken. She's good with older kids, not recommended for younger kids. But she's a typical beagle. The nose is to the ground. Everything smells good. Everything has to be checked out. Yeah, and I mean, she's even not afraid of the camera, which is just wonderful. And she says, that's a strange-looking person there. She is a little bit overweight. She needs a little bit of a diet. She could do with some exercise, but that tail never stops wagging, and the happy smile is all over her face. Her name is Babs. The dog you're looking at now is Chip. Chip is a terrier mix, we think probably mixed with Italian Greyhound. He's a little bit frightened. He's a little bit shy. He came in absolutely terrified. He's coming out of his shell. He's still nervous in new situations and needs to be reassured by people he knows. No kids for this dog because he's tiny and he's fragile and he's shy. So this needs to be an adult pet. But he is very sweet and very dear. He needs a lot of kindness. He needs a lot of reassurance. He just shakes. His tail is between his legs. He's terrified by this shelter situation. But he does like to be picked up, and he does like to be cuddled. So if you're looking for a lap dog, an armful, kind of on the tall side for a lap dog, but very light, Chip is just waiting to be cuddled and loved. He's waiting for a home. He's here. Now you're looking at Butchie, the Amstaff, American Staffordshire Terrier. Strong, I'm told, strong and lots of energy. He likes to play with toys. He needs some house training, and he needs to be an only dog. He is dog aggressive. So he needs to be leash walked only, and he needs to be trained in being clean in the house. And, of course, he does have to be a house pet. What he has going for him is a sweetness. He loves people. He loves people. He's very handsome. He is very high energy, and he is very strong. So he would benefit from some good leash training, some good house training, and then you will have yourself a family companion who will love you to pieces, and all you have to do is love him back. Little food, little water, nice place to sleep, and lots of love. That's all that he needs. His name is Butchie. This handsome, happy fellow is Mushu. Mushu is a 2-year-old puggle. High energy dog, loves to play. He is house trained. He's great with kids. He's good with other dogs. Not too long ago, the puggle was the designer dog of choice. And unfortunately, we're now seeing the result in shelters that we see lots of puggles coming in. This guy is particularly cute. Beautiful stance, happy dog, little curly, waggy, happy tail. He is just a sweetheart. Young, loving, trained, anything you'd want in a little guy. Yes, I know. And all he wants is to be petted all the time. His name is Mushu. This dog's name is Boingo, and it suits him. Or her. This is a female, spayed female, 1-year-old lab type. High energy, and when she gets excited, she bounces up and down like a ball. She loves to play fetch. She knows some commands. She's great with kids. She's good with some dogs, not all dogs. She does need some house training, but she is a wild child. She's very high energy, and she's being confined to a cage in a shelter. And while she's got a little run, it just isn't enough. So she boingos the minute she gets out, and you will see her jump up and down and stand on her hind legs and bounce. She needs a whole bunch of obedience training because she's strong and she's playful and she's full of beans and she just goes and goes and goes. I mean, it's really funny watching her play, and she never stops. Her name is Boingo. She is adorable, but you really need to have some physical strength to handle her and lots of patience to teach her kindness. She's lovely. She wants to please, but she's just all wound up. Boingo is her name. The dog you're looking at now is Tig. Tig is 5 years old. They have him down as a hound mix. He's definitely an all-American multi-mix. Loves people, loves to be with people. Does not get along well with some of the dogs here, so he has to be an only dog. He is house trained. He's good with kids. He'll choke himself to get as close to people as he can, and he gets so excited at the possibility of being petted that he smiles all over his body and tells you, please pet me, I just need some love. He's just a happy-go-lucky little guy. Not remarkable in any way, except inside he is so beautiful and so loving and so happy, and all he needs is someone to see the beauty and take him home. Oh my goodness, and just love him. His name is Tig. And this is our last dog that we're going to show you. This is YesMean. YesMean is 9 years old. She is a purebred pug. She is our special needs dog for 2 reasons. Well, 3. One is that she's 9. The second is that she's an insulin-dependent diabetic. She gets 2 shots of insulin a day. And she's pretty nearly totally blind. That probably from the diabetes. She seems to get around pretty well for a dog that can't see. Occasionally she does bump into things. She's very sweet and she's very loving. She's eligible for permanent foster, which means that you take the dog home as a permanent foster home and you bring her back for medications, or you pick up your medications here, and the shelter will supply the necessary medication so that if you couldn't afford it, and again, my heart says if you could afford it, that would be terrific, and rather than burdening the shelter. But on the other hand, the most important thing for this little girl is to find her a home with someone who will take her home and love her. And if assistance with her meds is what it takes to get her that loving, special home, the shelter is more than happy to do that. So she's eligible for adoption. She's also eligible as a permanent foster. She is incredibly sweet. She only wants to be with people. She only wants to be loved. It's not her fault that she's got diabetes, and it's not her fault that she can't see. This is what's happened to this little girl in her life, and what she really, really needs is somebody who will take her home, care for her, say, I love her even though she's not perfect. I love her even though she needs meds. I love her even though she can't see, because she will love you back like no other dog that you've ever had will love you. Her name is YesMean, and she's waiting for that very special person to just come and take her home. There are kittens in the shelter today. There are beautiful cats. There are loving dogs. Don't know if they have any puppies at this moment, but that changes from day to day. Every single animal in this shelter depends on someone like you to take them home and to give them the lives that they were meant to live. Please come out and adopt.